Party Animals is another episode of Rugrats that I remember really well from my childhood. This is the last segment of the 26th episode of the second season, the last segment of the second season altogether. And in this one, it starts off with Grandpa Lou reading the babies a bedtime story about Aladdin. And when he goes off downstairs, Angelica looks out for her own magic lamp, which is really just an ordinary lamp, but she decides to make a wish on it, and Tommy actually tells her to be careful what she wishes for. And it would have made sense if she'd wished for something for herself, something material. I feel like that would have been more in keeping with Angelica. But nevertheless, she wishes that the world was a circus, with people dressed up in costumes and things, and then they all go to bed. But Tommy and Chuckie and Phil and Lil hear something from downstairs, so they decide to go and investigate. And what we, the viewer, know is that they are having a costume party at Angelica's house, and obviously the grown-ups are all dressed up. And I loved seeing how creative the animators had been with the costumes. There are so many people in this, so many adults dressed up as so many interesting things, some more than others. One that's terrifying, but I'll talk more about that in a moment. There's a subplot with Stu's costume. I won't say what he's dressed up as. It might be the thumbnail for this video, depending on what's available, but certainly that part of it was, it was okay. I didn't mind it, but the episode could have existed without it. But the babies see everybody dressed up, and Chuckie sees his moose. He wished for a moose, which again I was also surprised at, because mooses are... Is moose the plural of moose? I googled it. No, the plural of moose is moose. Moose are big animals, and I feel like Chuckie would actually be scared of moose. I'm inclined to say mooses. And so everybody's wishes seem a little bit out of their ordinary character. But nevertheless, there's an adult dressed as a moose, and that helps to convince them that their wishes come true. And they go and ask, or they're about to go and ask for the autograph of a particular set of characters. Surprised they know what autographs are. But on the way, they bump into a relative who is dressed as a giant baby. And I'd forgotten all about the pull my finger guy. But as soon as he came into this, it came flooding back to me. And it's really traumatizing. As a child, that would be terrifying. Just this adult dressed as a giant baby. An adult you've never met, at least as far as the babies are concerned, screaming, pull my finger, and running after you. That's terrifying. That would be terrifying to me as an adult. It's very well done, though. Very well animated. We have some great angles as if we're looking up from the baby's perspective, which I think is a really nice touch and helps to kind of make it seem even scarier. And, well, I won't say exactly what happens with the episode and how it concludes itself, but I feel like everything worked very well. Everything flowed well. It was fun. Visually, it was just stunning. Just seeing all the costumes and how much fun they must have had deciding what costumes people were going to have. Chaz's in particular, I really rather enjoyed. A really good episode, one that I remember very well. And Tommy's words, be careful what you wish for, is definitely something we can all do well to remember. It doesn't surprise me that I remembered this episode quite a lot. Definitely a really fun and very creative episode of Rugrats.